الكاميرا بسرعة.
The medical examiner was checking a smuggled mummy, but very quickly, he realized something was wrong. The skin was still flexible, and there were no signs of normal preservation. At first, he thought the smugglers had brought in a fake mummy, but just as he was about to keep checking, the mummy inside the coffin suddenly opened its eyes. Then a black insect crawled out of its mouth. Everyone in the room froze. The police were quickly notified. After an investigation, an even more shocking truth came out. This so-called mummy was actually Jenny, a girl who had disappeared 20 years ago, but no one knew what had happened to her or why she had become like this. 20 years ago, Jenny was playing in her backyard. Then a strange woman appeared outside the fence and handed her an apple. The moment Jenny took the apple, the woman started chanting something strange. Then an insect crawled out of the apple and went straight into Jenny's mouth. Inside the house, her father, Bob, had no idea what had just happened. When he came outside to look for his daughter, he only found a hole torn through the fence. Jenny was gone. Bob immediately knew something was wrong. He climbed through the fence, ran into the nearby street, and started yelling his daughter's name. But no matter where he looked, Jenny was nowhere to be found. Just when Bob was starting to lose hope, he saw a blurry figure in the distance carrying Jenny away. Bob rushed after them. But right when he was about to catch up, a violent sandstorm suddenly swept through the whole street. People panicked and ran in every direction. It felt as if some mysterious force were preventing John from getting close to her. Bob and his wife, Daisy, rushed to the police station. But after hearing Bob's story, the sheriff calmly told them Jenny had most likely been taken. Bob begged the police to start searching right away. He believed that if they moved fast enough, they could still find his daughter. But the sheriff warned him that missing children rarely came back. Upon hearing this, Bob flew into a violent rage. Just as the sheriff had predicted, Jenny vanished forever. After that day, Bob's family could no longer live with the pain, so they left Egypt and moved to America. 20 years passed. Then one day, Bob suddenly got a call from Egypt. The person on the phone told him that Jenny had been found. Bob stood there in shock, almost unable to believe what he had heard. He and Daisy packed immediately and rushed back to Egypt. But when they arrived at the hospital, the doctor told them to prepare themselves. The doctor explained that Jenny's body had suffered serious damage, and she had been in an extremely weak condition for a long time. Her body and mind were both unstable. Sudden sounds, bright lights, or even simple touch could make her lose control. When the couple finally entered the hospital room and saw Jenny lying there, they completely froze. The person in front of them was really their daughter, but she no longer looked like a normal living person. She could not imagine what her daughter had gone through during those 20 years. Then the officer told them something even stranger. Jenny had not been found in a normal place. She had been discovered inside a basalt coffin. A few days earlier, a man was fixing his bike on the side of the road. Then he saw a plane crash in the distance. He rushed toward the crash site. The entire area was covered with wreckage and debris. But just as he was about to call the police, he found a mysterious coffin deep in the nearby woods. It was obvious that the coffin had fallen from the crashed plane. When the police arrived, they first thought it was a case of artifact smuggling. So they brought in archaeologists to examine the coffin. But there were no inscriptions on it. The experts could not confirm where it came from. To find out the truth, the police decided to open it. But when the experts saw the mummy inside, everyone was stunned. The body was preserved too well. The skin even had a strange kind of flexibility. At first, the experts thought it might be some rare ancient body, but before they could continue the examination, the mummy inside the coffin woke up. After hearing this, Bob was completely confused. The officer suspected that the smugglers may have been using ancient Egyptian artifacts to hide something much worse. Bob immediately begged the police to keep investigating. He just wanted to know who took Jenny all those years ago and who turned her into this. Not long after that, Bob and Daisy brought Jenny home. But the moment Jenny's grandmother saw her, she started praying under her breath. No one expected that prayer to trigger Jenny. Her body suddenly lifted into the air, and her limbs began twisting in an unnatural way. Then Jenny dropped back onto the bed and started shaking violently. Bob rushed forward and held his daughter down. After a while, the doctor gave Jenny a sedative, and she finally calmed down. But after seeing what just happened, Bob realized there was still something deeply wrong with his daughter. He went into his study and opened the files the Egyptian police had given him. Inside were photos of the coffin and the cloth that had been wrapped around Jenny. The cloth was covered in ancient Egyptian symbols he could not understand. While Bob was looking through the files, a strange sound suddenly came from inside the wall. It sounded like something was slowly crawling behind it. Bob immediately worried about Jenny and rushed to check her room. But when he opened the door, he only saw Daisy asleep beside the bed. Jenny was gone. Thinking about the sound inside the wall, Bob quickly woke up his wife. The two of them searched the entire house for their daughter. Finally, they found her inside a hidden space in the wall. Jenny was curled up in the dark, stuffing insects into her mouth. Bob and Daisy were horrified and rushed over to stop her, but they quickly realized the truth. Jenny had come back, but she was no longer the same daughter they lost 20 years ago. The real nightmare was only beginning. If you were Bob, would you keep trying to save her or admit that she may not be the same person anymore?